Welcome to Film Recap. Today we are going to talk about a 2012 found footage sci-fi movie called Chronicle. Beware of the spoilers and have a good time. Andrew, a socially awkward high school boy, lives in Seattle, Washington. He buys a new camera to start filming about his life. He lives at home with an abusive father who is an injured firefighter living off disability and a mother who is extremely ill. He gets picked up for school by his cousin Matt. While at school, Andrew films many different students. He doesn't have any friends and gets bullied often. After school, Matt invites Andrew to a party, but he is reluctant to go. Andrew also gets bullied by the local kids of the neighborhood. While at the party, Matt tells Andrew to explore around and meet people. Andrew sees a girl, Casey, filming for her blog, and she is curious what Andrew is filming as well. Someone gets angry at Andrew for having a camera and he gets punched in the face. He leaves to go outside to clean up his wounds and camera. Steve, a popular guy running for class president, approaches Andrew and asks if he could bring his camera over to film something cool with Matt. Steve leads them to a giant hole in the ground with weird noises coming from it. They decide to go down the hole to see what's inside. While wandering inside the deep hole, they find a large glowing rock. They touch the rock and they see weird tendrils moving around it. The rock suddenly starts to glow red and Steve's nose starts to bleed, causing the guys to panic. The camera begins glitching and suddenly, everything goes black. 3 weeks later, a camera begins filming the three guys in a backyard. They want to start recording their newly discovered abilities. They practice catching and moving a baseball with their minds. They learn that excessive use of their powers causes their nose to bleed. Later, they also practice their powers on Legos. Andrew is shown to be very skilled at using these powers. The guys return back to the hole and they see that it is filled up. Park rangers appear and tell them that they are not allowed to be in the area. On the way home, Andrew and Steve learn more about each other's lives, strengthening their new friendship. While looking at a mirror, Andrew figures out how to hold the camera with his powers and let it follow him around. The next day, the guys figure out how to become more creative and stronger with their powers. They go into town and start playing pranks on random people. At a diner, they learn how to create barriers around them. While driving in the rain, a road rage truck is behind them honking his horn. Andrew retaliates by using his powers on the truck but goes overboard and pushes it off the road and into a nearby river. Matt and Steve freak out and save the guy trapped in the water. Later, they discuss what just happened and they agree to have rules. 1. No using it on living things. 2. No using it while angry. And 3. No using it in public. Andrew disagrees that rules are necessary, but Steve and Matt both agree that it is needed and they need to be more careful. Out in the middle of nowhere in a lumber yard, Matt and Andrew look around for Steve. Suddenly, he appears above them floating in the air. They begin experimenting with the ability of flight. Sometime later, they learn how to fly at greater skill and speeds. While playing football in the sky, they are almost hit by an oncoming airplane and Andrew saves Steve's life. At a sleepover at Steve's house, Andrew expresses happiness from the friendship that he shares with Steve and Matt. He tells them that he's had the best day of his life. While at school, the guys discuss the possibilities of traveling to places like Hawaii or Tibet. Steve and Andrew's friendship grows to becoming best friends. They share their vulnerabilities and struggles of life. Steve suggests that Andrew should be part of the winter break talent show. Also, Matt starts getting to know a girl named Casey. At the talent show, Steve introduces Andrew. The high school audience is not amused since Andrew is not a popular kid. Andrew uses his powers to perform various magic tricks. His talent and performance amazes the crowd, instantly making him into a star. At an after party, Andrew is extremely popular and he attracts a red-headed girl. They go upstairs to experience hormonal bonding, but he later vomits all over her and she storms out disgusted. Steve jokes around, but Andrew is angered and embarrassed. Matt and Casey meet again at the party and they grow closer to each other. Andrew spends the rest of his break alone testing his powers. He gets in an argument with his father and uses his powers, screaming how much he can crush his father. Matt and Steve suffer nosebleeds, indicating the results when the others overuse their powers. Steve flies to find Andrew sobbing in the middle of a storm. Steve tries to console Andrew, but he becomes increasingly frustrated and he unconsciously controls lightning to strike Steve, killing him. Later at Steve's funeral, Matt confronts Andrew about the events of that night, but he denies taking responsibilities of Steve's death. Alone, Andrew begs for forgiveness at Steve's grave. After the events of the party, Andrew is once again picked on and ostracized. He uses his powers to rip teeth out of a bully's mouth in front of a crowd of students. Andrew convinces himself that he has become an apex predator, and rationalizes that he should not feel guilty for using his powers on those weaker than him. Matt once again confronts Andrew about what he did at school, but Andrew wants him to stay out of his life. Desperate for money to pay for his mother's medication, he puts on his father's fireman uniform and uses his powers to steal money. Andrew attacks and murders the local bullies with ease, but still does not have enough money. While robbing a gas station, he inadvertently causes an explosion that puts him in a hospital. His father comes to his bedside to an unconscious Andrew explaining that his mother died while he was out looking for him, and he blames Andrew for his death. Right before his father strikes him, Andrew grabs his arm and blows out the wall of the hospital room. While at a birthday party, Matt suffers another nosebleed and realizes Andrew is in trouble. He and Casey go to the hospital to find Andrew dangling his father from the sky. Andrew drops his father, but Matt flies up to catch it. Enraged, Andrew attacks Matt for saving his father. Matt tries to reason with Andrew, but he realizes that he is too far gone and out of control. A bus comes flying towards Matt and crashes into him. He is able to get out and retaliates in defense. Their fight leads them crashing into buildings around the city, hurling vehicles around them. The two are eventually surrounded by police. They begin firing at Andrew, but he stops all the bullets from making contact, and in a rage, he sends everyone flying and begins destroying everything around him. Matt begs for Andrew to stop hurting everyone, but he realizes that he cannot be reasoned with. He reluctantly impales Andrew with a spear from a nearby statue, killing him instantly. Matt passes out slightly, but wakes up before police are able to get to him and he manages to fly away. Sometime later, Matt is flying across an ocean and he lands in Tibet. Tearfully apologizing everything that had happened, Matt vows to use his powers to do good, and to find out what had happened to them. He takes Andrew's camera, and leaves it on the mountain facing a Tibetan monastery in the distance. He flies away leaving the camera behind. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe for more film recap videos.